fucking Street Fighter again.
And sick?
Online. Here comes a new challenger. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Blanca wins. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Blanca wins. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Final round. Fight.
Dude, Kurt,
Yeah.
I'm putting it all on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of just like a person. I was very explicitly like, "You're really pretty." Hey, and then just now it's like, "Yeah, we should like get together and like get bobas." Now I'm like, "Whoa." I'm approaching my canceled era. But maybe it's overdue.
Maybe it's overdue.
She also looks like she's a pretty good skater, which honestly is like so sick.
Oh, awesome.
I'm like, wait, being able to skate with someone is. And a top. That's peak. There's a lot of things about it that I'm like, but
Blanca wins. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Blanca wins. Round one. Fight.
all right. I'm gonna go I've got a bag of Rikis that I need to go drop off, so I'm gonna go do that.
Sounds good.
All right, back in. Well, honestly, I might just be done Discording tonight. So talk to you later.
Sounds good. Talk to you
Wait.
later.
Round 2. Fight. Blanca wins. Here comes a new challenger. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. Ken wins. Special match. Versus online. Online. comes a new challenger. Gotta do this. Round one. Fight. Let's get it. Sura! How's this? Sura! Go time! How's this? Shoryuken! Jinrai! Jinrai! Shoryuken! What? Let's get it! Coming in hot! Round two. Fight! Shoryuken! Gota! Hadouken! Sim! Shoryuken! Let's get it! Coming in hot! One more! Hadouken! Heat it up! Hadouken! 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 Fight! Round! Fight! Come on! Watch it! Shoryuken! Hadouken! How's this? Sura! Blockout! Round one. Fight! Let's get it! How's this? Sura! How's this? Shoryuken! I am the prize! Go time! Shoryuken! Let's get it! How's this? Come on! Sim! Hadouken! 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 Go time! Round two. Fight! Shoryuken! Let's get it! Go time! Heat it up! Coming at ya! Bring in the heat! Shinru! Rippa! Bet that hurt. Not so bad! Heat it up! Coming in hot! One more! Yeah! Fight! Round! Fight! I got it! Feel my power!
Hey, man, I find myself in the same situation. I'll be like at the last 10% of my life, and I'm like, I haven't used heat yet. I better use it. So, again, I think it'll be a nice little like guide on when you should be using this stuff, why you should be using it. Yeah, meter management's another skill. Luckily, there's no like meter management in Tekken, similar to Street Fighter, right? Where it's like Street Fighter is the most meter management. Street Fighter 6 is the most meter management heavy Street Fighter like ever. Luckily, heat mode is like use it or lose it, buddy. Early on, like just fucking use it. You just need to use it. Don't forget that you have it. Use it. That's it. With Street Fighter, you know, green stuff, with your drive gauge, that's a delicate balance. But in Tekken, it's like, dude, if you're just starting this game, you have to remind yourself you're going to have way more fun if you're using it. Just press the goddamn button. Yeah, if you want to get like an early start, just round start heat engage, you know, just don't forget you have it, and then apply it in better ways later on. So we'll talk about that. We'll come up with like some good examples of what it's really beneficial. Wondering, what's your opinion? What game do you like the most? Street Fighter 6, MK1, and Tekken 8. Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8. MK1 I had a lot of fun with, but it clearly needs work, gameplay-wise especially. I think MK1 did a really good job at making us feel like there was a lot of creativity in that game at the start, but as soon as you play into it a bit, you realize there's not, which is a rough state. You just, because most matches just boil down to you effectively doing the same thing. And is there a lot of wiggle room for cameos? There isn't really, unfortunately. Some characters work good with cameos, and some characters work really bad with the majority of cameos. So it's cool. I had a lot of fun with the first like couple months of it, but I definitely started feeling like, all right, dude, I don't know if I'm getting better at this. I feel like we need something to spice up the gameplay in some way, you know? So realistically, Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 are incredible. You can't go wrong with either game. You really can't. MK Reddit is so bad right now. I explained this. MK has been a series that has never really faltered for 10 years. Really. So now you have a falter, and they built one of the biggest fan bases that is of a relatively casual audience. People that don't really play MK games for like gameplay. And they play it for other things. And as soon as the other things are gone, what happens? Well, you turned an extremely rabid fan base that loves this shit and nothing else. And what happens to fan bases like that when you falter? It flips on you 180. They turn into rabid haters. They turn into vicious haters. So if the game does not feature the things you want, they essentially flip their passion in the exact opposite direction. Because the things they're into are not like gameplay. They're into like fluffy things like customizing characters and, you know, towers and things like that. They're in it for that shit. The same thing would happen to Smash as well, right? If Smash had a big falter all over again, there was a new Smash game and it wasn't made by Sakurai and it had like, you know, 1/3 the characters and 10 times slower gameplay, what's gonna happen, dude? Like, and it doesn't have all the cool supers. Dude, Smash fans would be fucking furious. You don't want to piss off Nintendo fans. These games that have very, very, very large casual audiences, which is specifically MK and Smash, bigger than any other fighting game. They are in their own universes, right? They exist outside of other fighting games. If you piss them off, it will not go well. Extremely loyal fan bases, I have learned, can turn on the thing they love in like a heartbeat. And suddenly it's like, oh shit. Oh fuck, like the people that were super devoted to us are now our biggest haters. And how do I know this? It happened to Street Fighter 5, dude. I watched it happen to Street Fighter. And it was brutal. I watched it happen to Marvel Infinite. It happened to like my favorite things, you know? So, those hoes ain't loyal. But to be real, do they not have a point? I don't think you should be loyal to, I don't think there should be a loyalty at all to shit, to be honest. In a reality, were the people that were pissed off about Street Fighter 5, MBCI, and MK1 wrong? I don't think so. I don't think they're exactly wrong, dude. The way they're expressing their concern or their negativity, yeah, that is probably not great. Like, their ability to communicate what is either good or bad about the game is not great. So it makes it hard for companies to know how to respond, which is why I'm like very careful about what I say about a lot of shit. That like, yeah, I kind of like MK1. It's the most I played of an NRS game since MKX, dude. So, right? I have to communicate that. There could be a lot of fun here, but it's clear that the cameo stuff needs work. Like, we need to be able to do things with our characters, man. And the same thing with MBCI, where it was like, I stand that game, but I'm also like one of its biggest haters. You think MK should get all the hate? Should? Well, there's been some monetization stuff that has happened now for MK1 that has not been there for previous Mortal Kombat. So you gotta realize some of that is very justified. You can ignore it for sure, but they took things that you normally would just get in the game, and they're charging you $10 a pop for it. 5 to $10 a pop for it. And they're also putting much less stuff in the game than it's historically had. It's clear that like the development of the game was fucked up in some way. It's clear. So, like, long story short, a lot of the stuff that's been going on with WB lately, and even seemingly right around the horizon with like Suicide Squad. Shit's going down, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of stuff seems to be hitting the fan in ways that are not making people happy. And especially now with Suicide Squad getting delayed as much as it did, and also not getting review codes, it's like, uh-oh. That ain't good. Those poor executives. The whole game industry is fucked. Hey, man. I mean, for the most part, Street Fighter 6 had some issues, but is the best Street Fighter's ever been, just in comparison to fighting games. Tekken 8 is probably the most feature-rich game Tekken has ever been, and it's the 8th version of a game series that already has a ton of shit in it, right? And it has a ton of shit in it. So you gotta, I think, at the same point, it's very easy to get mad about shit, which is why I don't want to always talk about MK1 being bad. I would prefer to celebrate the things that are actually good, really. And I think the position we're at with Street Fighter 6, even though we clearly are getting a little deep into the areas of content, Tekken 8's fucking incredible, dude. It's incredible. It's crazy that this game is as feature-rich as it is. It's crazy that everything's working. It's crazy to me. Tekken hasn't been this good since Tekken fucking 5. I'm bored of Tekken 8. Where's 9? Yo, Kevite, thank you. Also, chat, I have something to celebrate with you guys. Very relevant music as well. An extremely important thing took place. A promise that I made. I promised the chat. I promised you. What's up, chat? I promise you this. I'll never let go, chat. I'll never let go. I got my profile picture changed. Profile picture's changed. I did it for you. I did it for you. They're like, that's way too low resolution. And I'm like, I understand. It's way too low resolution. But I can't have all these serious dude faces in here. I can't. There can't be another serious dude on here. I cannot. Please. So, I have to mention, exclamation point vote. If you want to vote for the most professional looking person on this list of people that love fighting games just as much as me, I would very much appreciate your vote. This guarantees we get bored. If this pixelated ass image and I somehow win this comes up, I'm gonna be so happy. Does anybody have a clip of this moment? It still fucking makes me laugh. Does anyone, what about the clip of that? Hold on a second. Here's the clip I chose. Chat. What? The clip was some random Street Fighter 6 clip, and I was like, no. No. I changed this immediately. I went through through like, I didn't even grab old clips because I thought that was unfair. I grabbed the clip from last year, and I was like, all right, last year I saw a clip and I was like, that represents me and my channel much better. It was an Evo moment. It was an Evo moment. Yeah, if anybody knows what this is from, shoot me the clip so we can watch it on Twitter or something like that if somebody made it. It might take a little while for Cal to be able to find it. I know what it's from. It's from Mena RD versus Haitani in Evo. It is. It was like a reaction to a Luke level 2 reaction super. It was like, and it was insane. It was like such a clutch ass level 2. But that's not the clip I used. These all represent each one of these streamers. What do you think is mine? It had to be third strike, bro. Sorry, Justin. Sorry, Justin. It had to be third strike. So, for any of y'all out there that have been watching the stream, either for a long time or you're new, I appreciate it. I really do. If you go to this site on !vote for the Streamer Awards, this is an event that's going down in LA that will be broadcasted. This is all the category. Myself being here was all nominated by you guys. Like anybody else that is here is the same reason. So, for anybody that's curious, yeah, you can go to this site, you can log into Google or Twitch, it's super easy, there's polls, you can skip if you're not interested in other ones, but there's a lot of other great folks that are in here that make, you know, streaming content, and this is for the community, by the community type stuff. So, I very much appreciate it. Ross is in here for Art Streamer right at the top, hell yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Ross has been on my stream. Jeez, Ross and Lythero showed up one day. We talked about a whole bunch of shit. And you're also guaranteeing, maybe outside of Pirate Software, I think me and Pirate Software might be similar in age range, just maybe. But I think I edge him out a little bit. I'm absolutely the oldest person on this list of people that look like they're in their late teens or 20s. Every single person that is being nominated for stuff up here looks like they're literal babies. How are these babies up here? How are all these babies being nominated for something? Huh? Look at these people. Look at... Can't even believe it. Northern Lion? I think I'm older than Northern Lion. Right? Yeah, I think I'm older than Northern Lion. I think I am. I'm gonna say that. I think I am. He's 35, bro. Give me a break. He's 35, dog. Come on. Give me a break, dude. Chill. Please, chill. 35-year-old. My God. Right, 50 years old, now I'm offended. Now I'm offended. Now I am actually offended. Jesus. Anyway, I really appreciate it, guys, if you do this. I'm just glad we got this changed. The image they had of me was like me from years ago, before I acquired any mass. And, you know, it was like, what the heck is that? We got to get that changed. So I'm glad that eventually did get fixed. Big shout out to QT. She fixed that immediately. I'll be going in person. Yeah, it's in LA, so I will be going. I'm actually 22 in a 45-year-old body. Hey, man. I'm never letting that shit go, right? I doubt. I feel like I'm more of a responsible 16-year-old. How about that? I'm a responsible 16-year-old. I will always carry Robin Williams energy with me as long as I go. As long as I go, I'm gonna try that shit. I will do my best to never let go of like inner child shit. That's one of the saddest things is that, you know, most of when things happen to us in life, will just absolutely whittle down your inner child like a pencil to a pencil sharpener, and then you've hit the eraser, and then you just don't give a shit about anything anymore. Yeah, that it is my personal goal, personally, to keep that emotion, that feeling, you know. The replay system's amazing in this game, dude. It's fucking amazing. It's actually incredible. Hey, don't get me wrong. Having an inner child doesn't mean you act like a child. That's very different. It's not ignoring, like, the wonder of things around you, of recognizing where you're at and how good it is, you know? It's more of a perspective thing. And I think a lot of people lose that perspective, especially in America, when it's like, work, 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 work. You know, you work, you keep working. Shut up. Don't get paid more. Shut up. I get it, right? I completely understand. But I'm in a situation where it's like I can have that perspective and not lose it, you know? You're 25 and you feel like you're 40? Hey man, chill. You're good, dude. You're good. Chat, I didn't start working on fucking Assist Me until I was like 27, man. I was like almost 30 when I started doing Assist Me stuff. Somebody found the clip. Hold on. Here's what it's from. The goddamn video didn't even work. Twitch. What the hell's wrong with Google Chrome? Oh, we gotta reset this. Whoa, dude. Alright. Hold up. Is Tekken like leaking?
Sit down and shut up! I've had enough. Let's get go time.
Real, it might be. There might be something funky on the Tekken, there might be something funky on the Tekken, what's it called? Title screen. Yeah, it would. This is what the clip comes from. I was just watching a tournament, alright? We were just watching Evo. Beast mode, baby. I don't even know. Sorry. What the fuck? Hold up. Can I just frame by frame this shit? I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. The dude did the back sway into punch, right? Mena did back sway like the literal anti-throw. Confirmed it into super. It was sick. It was fucking super sick. I can't even make a face like that even if I tried. I couldn't. I have like fan art of me making this fucking face now. I'm sorry. I couldn't even repeat this fucking moment if I tried. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Yo.
How's it going?
Can I try now? No, I'm good, bro. Chill.
Playing Street
So
Fighter.
that's what that guy's
I just watched the intro video
Nice.
in the Discord. Hell yeah, I'm stoked.
What should we do first?
Yeah.
Am I okay to invite my girlfriend as well? She
Yeah.
was also.
We should
Yep.
do this.
Absolutely.
I think that would be a good idea. Or you can later.
I should end up.
Yeah, we do need to do the Tifa guest talk.
I don't know if she would do the social stuff. but
We
she
definitely
wants
need to
to
talk
do
about
the-
that. The Tifa
Yeah,
game
yeah.
talk, we'll
It's
be talking
not
about
that it's
what
required or
Haran has
anything.
said
It's
about
just a
Tifa in response to
means
like
of
IGN
keeping
and shit.
people motivated, I think, is the
But
idea.
also,
Yeah. Do you know how many
who would be
people are
good
like
guest
looking at
characters
doing
in
it?
Tekken 8?
I don't really. Todd's been talking
Which
to most.
guest characters would be the most
And there
bangerific
might be a
guest
couple
characters in Tekken 8?
person right now, or some people mentioned later.
Review only after a few days? Dude, I mean, I don't know if you guys realize this game had reviews days before the game
Word.
was out.
Okay. I just wanted to ask
I gave it a
about
few days.
Yeah.
finding my girlfriend, and I sent you stuff
To be
with
real,
my name and
we could have been in a situation where,
cool. Okay.
3 days
Good luck on
after
your
now,
street. Wait, who do you
we
main?
were getting the matchmaking
I play
stuff
Ken
on
right now,
launch day,
Okay.
but I kind of bounced around a bit, and I took a bunch of time off.
which is why I waited. I waited
I
for
think
the game.
Ken's so
I realized, man, if you say good things about the online or bad things about the online,
I
they're either fixed or they're
I don't
worse
like anything
by the
about
time
that
the game
Street
comes out.
Fighter. So
Well, what is the majority of people's experience?
Yeah.
that's 6, right?
What
It's the
they
newest
fucking
one.
experience,
Yeah,
man.
6. Yeah, it came out
Because the
came out
next one was good
2023,
before the game comes
and
out,
it's
and
extremely
then you
good.
goddamn play it when it
I knew
comes
stuff
out
about
and it's
5,
not
but not
good.
that
It's
one.
like, well, everyone's like, you
Yeah,
fucking
5
suck,
had
dude.
really mixed
I've had this
reviews,
happen to me before, okay?
especially on release,
I've
but
played
got
Baywatch
better
Ultimate
apparently
and
over
Marvel
time.
3.
But this
It
is the
was
first
okay
Street Fighter I
online,
ever
and then
played.
it came out and it was not good. So I learned my lesson, alright? I learned my fucking
Cool.
lesson.
I'm
Now
excited
I
for them, I
gotta
guess.
wait for the fighting game to be out a little
Fighting
bit.
game I get into, but I don't know what it's gonna be.
I wait for the
Yeah.
game to sort of sit around.
They say like,
Uh,
oh, Mortal Kombat,
we
but
see
I don't
what it's
have that
actually
one,
like.
so I was gonna get it, but
Yeah.
And to be
Tekken 8
real, the
just came
Netplay
out.
issues last like
Yeah,
lasted,
Tekken 8
like,
did
less
just
than
come
half
out,
a day.
and
It was a
looks
matchmaking
really
problem,
cool, so
but they fixed it. It was good. So anyway,
I'm excited. The League fighting game is the one I plan on like really just
Thank
going
God.
hard on.
the League
story
fight,
and
like
online
League of
different reviews
Legends.
or combined
Yeah,
reviews?
yeah. Riot's making a fighting game that's
I'll put it in the combined.
should be extremely popular because the
About the
League
IP
IP
problems?
is so popular.
You mean-
and
Right.
What IP problems? Does this game have a notorious IP problem?
Mortal
Because if
Kombat, the
that's-
one that
if
has
that's
like
something to boil down to,
Omni-Man and shit. Oh, it is. Okay.
what's it called?
Yeah, that's so fucked, because like that's so cool, but the game's already $70, and then the DLC for all the characters
Yeah.
is another 50. Like, I don't want to spend
$50? What?
120
The
to
fuck
play
are you
fucking
talking about?
game. That's nuts.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
Riots
know
I think will be
that
free to
shit.
play,
I
which
was
is
assuming it was
Ooh.
the same matchmaking stuff.
Yeah, the game.
That unfortunately isn't that uncommon of an issue.
Ow.
That has existed in technically Guilty Gear Nat type. I thought it was Nat type stuff you were talking about. That stuff has technically existed in Guilty Gear Strive, fucking Mortal Kombat games.
Have you guys not been playing
Street Fighter.
games at all or anything? Like,
Yeah, weird
Todd
shit.
hasn't been as much partially
Weird
because his
I did.
PC's kind of fucked up and he's trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to fix
That's
it.
unfortunately not
Has he not been
super
able
good
to
at
yet?
fighting games, which is very sad.
Yeah, he still doesn't know how to fix it.
Oh, I want to listen to this.
no, you're fine.
Not that combo.
Can you go
Facing
through
this
the playlist?
guile.
Make a video on it.
Fucking
Don't
guile.
worry.
I'm really bad at like I run into a lot of like I lose like 4, 5, 6 games in a row, but then I just start winning. But I always have to like re-remember how to play all these characters and types.
Like against people. That was one of the things with like
So
Mortal
good.
Kombat was like
So
knowing your
good.
character is important, but knowing the other characters and like what
Yeah,
they're
I'll
gonna
likely
do
play
is
with
like,
a lot
just
of
as
Tekken
important.
music.
Yeah,
Mix
most
ups and
fighting
stuff.
games.
Most
Yeah.
likely. You know what pisses me off, Cat? You know what pisses me off? What the hell is going on with characters' foreheads in this game? Every character in this game has a 3-head. Anybody notice that? These fucking characters have 3 heads, bro. Like, what is this? Everyone has tiny brains and shit. There is no 4-head/5 heads. It's kind of weird. Like, look at Steve. Look at every character has a 3-head. 3-head, please explain. Your hair is getting so close to your eyebrows, man. Like, It's like getting in there. It's the reverse of a receding hairline, where it's like your hair is starting to eat your face. Like everybody has really small foreheads. Somebody that is very anti-forehead designed the characters in this game. Long story short, some very there's an in-seating hairline. What the fuck happened to Kazuya's Vegeta ass Widow's Peak, bro? What happened to that shit? They got rid of that? What's with this forehead erasure? As someone that is a very profound five-header, I am disappointed. Personally disappointed. Our goddamn five heads don't get any chance to shine anymore. Now games are becoming anti-forehead. Give me a fucking break here, bro. This is advancing hairline.
I'm looking at the CS chat. It's just people complaining about not playing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Kazuya looks like he got a goddamn hair
finals
transplant.
was a
What the
thing.
fuck is going on? I'm personally offended in the same way that
I remember talking about CS.
in the same way that
I've been
what's her
watching
name?
some
Reina
tournaments
does not
every now
throw
and then.
coffee
Yeah, I haven't
in your
played
face. Yeah, I'm just as mad. In the same way, I emphasize just as much disappointed energy. Not Reina, coffee chick. Out of Senna, not splashing you in the face with piping hot coffee during her super. I express just as much disdain towards the lack of forehead / five heads in this game.
I saw Todd
Reina
playing
should also
fucking.
throw coffee in your face. A boiling hot stove piping pot of
It was
bean
one of the
water.
rage games, like
Oh, Pogo Stuck?
Pogo Stuck. Yeah.
Todd loves Pogo Stuck. It's like one of his favorite games.
Thanks for the 82 months.
Really?
Yeah.
I know he was really into. Like he told me a story about like fucking himself up and playing Bennett Fodley's Getting Over It.
Actually, you might be thinking of Pogo Stuck. I don't think he's played Getting Over It yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I am thinking of Pogo Stuck. Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
But yeah, he's played tons of Pogo Stuck. He can beat it in like a couple minutes.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. He just plays it. Like he just does another run of it every couple days or something. Really. He's not like speedrunning it or anything, but he tries to, get better times.
That's interesting. It's. I don't think I ever beat it. Like I put a good amount of time into it, and I just couldn't fucking do it. I gave up at a certain point.
Tekken 2.
Yeah, I haven't done it, but I will. I just like I played a bit when he first started it, but then I just like
On this, what's it called? On this version.
I'll probably be beating it this year.
We did it on
Mason beat it more recently.
Mason did. Oh
Yeah.
god, I have 6 hours in it, and I'm. Oh no, that's really bad.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, it takes the first time he beat the game. I think it took him like
Son of a
40. It's the first time you play it, it'll take you a long time.
Talking to Kurt right now. Yeah, I asked. You're good to join.
We'll have to check out that Kazuya ending at some point.
Oh, she says hi.
Hello.
So is there new maps?
that's not
Wait, I'm
cross
looking at
save.
this now. There's like Pogo Stuck has multiple maps.
Yeah. So, Pogo Stuck 2, basically Pogo Stucks 2 and 3 got changed into maps.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But Todd's only played Pogo Stuck 1. Pogo Stuck 2 is the hardest of them, and it's like very frustratingly difficult. It's supposed to be like not worth playing because it's just too brutal.
Right. Because the first one I remember, like, I got. Actually, I don't know how far I got through it. I kind of want to look.
Beans or peas or whatever they are.
I think it'll
Pogo
tell
Stuck
you
is
like
easy.
that much
Mass.
where you can see.
You'd have to eat so much goddamn plant-based protein to put on that size, bro. Jesus. What the hell? That was a good ending, by the way. That was a very good ending. Now that bowl was 400 calories and 36 grams of protein. Very good. Very good. just talk about it, man. Let's just talk about it. Let me just have to mute this chat. I'm sorry. How far into this game are we? We're like 3-something days? 3 or 4 days into Tekken 8? So, yeah, let's just do this. Tekken 8 review. And obviously everyone's been asking. Everyone's like, so where the heck is the Tekken 8 review, dude? We're 3 days, official release, technically 4 days with like the little bit of an extra day. And as I was explaining earlier, I'm not going to go into too many spoilers yet for anybody that's curious. I'm just going to talk about the overall quality of certain things in the game. I just kind of wanted to give us a bit of time to just reflect and also see how the net play goes and how the story mode plays out, because I could not do that before the game was out. As much as I wanted to play more online, their review session before Tekken 8 was even out was only like a few hours. So I got to play a lot of.
There's no way a
local
person
regions,
is
but
doing
barely
this.
any that were
Doing
far
what?
away.
This
Which was
fucking
an
speed.
issue to
Oh,
me
it's a
because
tool
I
assisted.
didn't
Okay.
feel like I can properly
I was
give
about to freak out. I was like, "This is
a
impossible."
comprehensive review on what the online of this game is like that might reflect what actually happens to people when the game comes out. So that's why we waited. And this has kind of happened to us with several games. Just gotta wait until this in the public eye, much less is actually out, because again, I could say the netcode's really good and the online's great, and then the game comes out and the matchmaking doesn't work, which just makes me look bad or something like that. And that's happened to several different fighting games in the past that have released, you know. So, pay attention. You probably want a quick ass review. You're probably just like, hey man, should I buy this game? Yes. Yes. To set up my review, this is the best Tekken has been since Tekken 5. And we're not just talking about gameplay, which is clearly a very big, important factor to me. After doing something like the Tekken Legacy, where we went in depth with all these games and evaluated.
Okay, it seems like I made it like well over halfway through the game,
Why
but
these games get the audiences they did.
6 hours?
We realized that
I was
Tekken
at
series
the
exists
big
through its
tree.
financial success and its ongoing
The one with the
generation of
pineapples,
side
not
games
the-
and everything of the
Yeah,
like.
yeah. That's
Because
crazy.
of casual fans.
it was.
I'd argue the casual fan
Definitely
base
spent
exists
more than
even
6
bigger
hours
for a
on
game like
breaks.
Tekken than does for Street Fighter. Because in many situations, Street Fighter has kind of faltered with its audience in providing a
Fuck, now I kinda wanna go play
casual
it.
game that a lot
That's
of
great.
people enjoy. It has like the appropriate modes and features that you would expect out of a video game, and not just an arcade game. Luckily, the majority of Tekken releases are big-ass games with a lot of endings, and a lot of extra modes, and a lot of things that you can do. They are full package games, and a lot of folks are conditioned to the fact that, oh, if I buy a new Tekken, I should be getting my money's worth, right? Whether it's a story mode or online features or a big roster, there's an expectation there. And
Oh no, there's
in
a
my
snow
opinion,
section. Holy shit.
I am fairly
Yeah.
confident in saying
Oh my
that
god.
Tekken's
How far
the
have you
best
gotten
it's
on it?
been in a long time.
I think I similarly got to like the trees.
Tekken is
I
arguably
really
the
didn't
most
play like
feature-rich
Todd
the
did.
game series has ever been. And that's crazy. So let's just like break it down. And I'll talk about the quality of each said thing. The game actually has a story mode this time. And this is a true story mode. This is not something that is similar to like a force mode. This is not something like Tekken 7 where it has a story mode, but it's like peaks and valleys in terms of quality. This is a game that it actually has a relatively traditional, but not super long story mode where we just follow one character and a narrative. So that's good. That's a big draw to the game. The game also has a secondary story mode that acts as a tutorial, which is creating a character and going to a variety of arcades, fighting ghost opponents and, you know, getting better at the game, while a main character sort of teaches you how to play Tekken, right? They sort of emulate the 90s/80s arcade experience, which is pretty awesome. And in my opinion is one of the best ways to teach people just like how to play the game. It's kind of confusing because it's called Arcade Quest, and not, it should also say that it acts as a tutorial, because a lot of people are sort of confused. This game has no tutorial, what the hell? Well, it's called Arcade Quest mode, and it actually plays out like a very fun sort of like adventure of you becoming a Tekken player in some way. So, it's great, man.
The thing is, I like
One of the best things you
Pogo
could
Stuck
do.
more than getting over it. I never beat getting over it because
As
it just
well
feels
as,
so
like,
clunky. like
A negative of the game is that we're missing
it
some
doesn't
features
feel
from
like
previous
you're like
titles.
always in control,
Is go-
and like
where you kind of go
your
through,
mistakes don't
create a
always feel
character
like your
and then
fault.
go
Like
through
sometimes it's
boxes
just
and
like
stuff.
weird
We moved
physics,
away
but
from
like
the
pogo
loot
stuff is
box
very much like
that has permeated
completely
several
like
Tekken
skill
games at this point.
type shit.
And instead, they integrated it into the Super Ghost Battle, where you're going to go fight other ghosts of players, much less AI that the computer sets up for you from Arcade Quest, and you're going to earn things from them. And by fighting them specifically, you can unlock gear and abilities and skins through fighting the ghosts. And guess what? It's pretty fun, man. It's relatively relaxed. You actually can kind of learn things from them. They're scaled in a way that, oh yeah, even if it's this character, they sort of repeat certain actions and attacks, and you're like, oh, I can defend against that. Cool. I kind of love it. It's sort of like a much better way of doing treasure battle, in my opinion. So to me, this is like we lost treasure battle from before, but now we just kind of like put it into this Arcade Quest Ghost mode thing, and it's just way better in my opinion. So I love it. Tekken Ball is back, and a lot of people would be confused. Oh, Tekken Ball's been back. Well, that was exclusively the Wii U version of Tekken Tag, and it wasn't as good a version of Tekken Ball. Believe it or not, a lot of people have fond memories of Tekken Ball. They've kind of been gone for a while. Tekken 7 obviously had Tekken Bowling, but Tekken Ball had only appeared in Tekken 3 and Tag 2. And then, like I said, Tag 2 it's only okay, and hey, guess what? It's pretty good in this. It's actually, like, really fun. And I wish I knew the nuance of, like, why it's really fun, but for some reason I have played Tekken Ball on Tekken 3 and Tag 2, and clearly Tekken 3 is just better. And now this is like the better version of it. It's significantly better. So, the nice part about it is that in other games like Tekken Bowling, it wasn't online, which was a pain in the ass. Now they dedicate a specific area of the online battle hub to Tekken Ball, so you can fight other people at Tekken Ball online. Wonderful. Well, that's great. The quintessential feature of all Tekken games that people sort of look forward to as well, a general audience, it's not just roster and graphics, it's also content, and that content comes in the form of CG endings. Tekken sort of set a staple for itself way back in the day from Tekken 1, that when you beat the game with a character, or you go through their story mode, arcade, whatever, you get a CG ending of some kind that sort of explains what's going on with that character, if that is the little slice of life. And that has been like a defining staple of the series almost throughout its whole existence, man. And luckily enough, it's here. And I really dig the way they handle it here. It's better than what they do in Tekken 7, which was like 1 or 2 or 3 fights, some really brief stuff. It's like 4 or 5 fights per character now, but seems to be directly relevant to that character. So your character obviously has like rivals and unique story fights and stuff. So what they will do is they'll pit you against your character against rival/story fights. And it's kind of wonderful. It's like, oh, okay. So you can fight against, if you're Jin, you're sort of stuck in Jin's, like, mind prison. You're fighting against, like, your friends and Devil Jin and Kazuya, and it's like, oh, this is cool. And then we've seen some others where it's like, yeah, they're very, coordinated fights.
Whoa,
It's
there's like a
okay.
tether thing
Well,
now?
this is nice. This is kind of what people expect. And granted, you have like 30 characters or something like that in the game, and it's great. There's a shit ton of content there if you're looking for that stuff. That's good. There is a negative though, and I'm trying to think of modes. Hold on a second. I'm going to scroll to the right to see if I can just look at what's going on.
In Pogo Stack?
I almost forget how much
Yeah.
there is.
What is it?
Or you're like tethered to another person.
Customization, though.
Oh, there's like a tether mode. Oh, I forgot
And a
about
lot of
that.
people-
Yeah,
crazy
like you're like playing
customization.
Quavasol.
Which deserves praise.
Sorry,
It's
were you
cool to have
AFK? Was I
customization.
talking into the void or?
No, I just realized my mic was off.
Oh.
We have the experience.
Yeah, I
of
never
Tekken
played.
Seven before.
Yeah, I
Tekken
never did the tether
7,
one. I played a
Tekken
bit
Tag
of
2, and especially
game
Tekken
called
6.
Bread
Tag
and
2
Bread.
6 are like unique because they get the most customization of any Tekken character in
two-player
a Tekken game ever.
body
But
image
unfortunately,
game.
this one does not have
That's
nearly as
kinda
in-depth
cool,
customization as
but
those.
I don't think
It's
mechanically
there,
as good
it's
as,
okay, but it's pretty clear that
You got me playing Pogo Stuck now because you brought it up, and I was like, that sounds kind of cool. Wait.
Yeah.
and we've
It's
learned
great.
for years that from the
Fucking
perspective,
try it again.
customization is a pain in the ass. It's a thing that is brutal.
Okay, I guess I wasn't nearly as far as I thought I was.
Gives you a pretty healthy amount of customization, and that's nice.
I was
whenever
at
where
the
you
end
can
of the
clearly
grapes,
charge for a lot of this
and
stuff.
then I
Yeah.
logged back
And
in
they
and
are
lost
seemingly-
everything.
They are
So
seemingly doing that.
Yeah,
In
grapes
other
is.
games like Soul Calibur 5 and I
Being
believe
past
Soul
grapes
Calibur
is huge
6 in the
though.
past,
I wasn't like past it. I mean, like I was at like the top, and then I like logged in and was like,
exactly a
"Oof,
bad thing because
I
already
guess
yeah.
it's not all the way to the
Tekken
top."
is
I don't know.
a ridiculous amount of alternate
Now I'm back down in
characters,
the armadillo area.
characters, custom
Yeah.
costumes for characters that you can make.
It doesn't like feel too bad though. I'm not like this is really hard. I'm just like I just need to like get it right once. And I'll be
Yeah,
past
yeah.
it. Like
that
it
it's
feels
here,
kind
in
of
comparison
comfortable
to like
on it.
previous
But
Tekken games, it might not hit the levels that you're looking for. I don't think we're gonna get the pizza He-Man
Yeah.
eat it
It's
in the same way
it's
we
a
did with
great
Tekken 7.
grapes is
maybe
brutal.
something close will
It
happen.
used to be worse. The like vines between the grapes used to not be there.
However,
oh shit, really?
there is
Yeah,
there's a
it's
huge
crazy.
draw to this game that I have to give it props for. This is a big personal one, which makes me actually just fall in love with Tekken. My big gripe with fighting games over the years has been that a lot of them are seemingly becoming simpler.
Oh no.
They're just toning down mechanics and characters, or the thought process that if our game is just easier to play, the characters just don't have as many things you have to remember to do.
No, I
More
lost it.
people are going to be interested in playing it, right? An easier game is just a better game, much less, you know, characters that have less to them. You don't have to have the stress of figuring out how to use them. So, for a long while, fighting games were going down this route. And it was a little like, in some situations, it was either beneficial for the games or not. The problem with the majority of these games that were like this, especially for the first few years, is that they end up being very dry. The gameplay gets figured out relatively fast, and the gameplay loop is essentially established. And it's kind
Watching
of a
these
rinse and
tethered
repeat
guys
situation
play
where
is
you're
really
sort of watching the
encouraging.
same stuff happen over
They're
and
just
over.
like
And
it looks
that's the
so
thing
hard.
for the
Yeah.
spectator aspect of fighting games. Now, Tekken 7 was happening during all this stuff. And what was Tekken 7? It was the fighting game of the people. It was the ultimate spectator fighting game. Because people were just playing the game with a huge amount of variety. Like the way you could play Tekken was just so different from person to person. Which gave it a very, very, very fun visual aspect. So, leads us to Tekken 8. Tekken is the ultimate legacy fighting game. This is the
Oh,
game
that feels so
is still
good!
based on the gameplay loop of Tekken 5, bro. So clearly,
when you like lose everything and then recover it.
Yeah.
From a corporate
Yeah,
level.
that's to me
From a
that's like
corporate
what
level,
makes
they can be
the
like, "Well, we just gotta
the
cut down
pogo
move
stuck
list.
mechanic the
Uh,
best
there's
body
just
in
too
the
many
game.
moves per character. Hey, how are we gonna ask everybody to remember how to break all
Are they called Fadian games because of like getting over it?
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, let's give them only 3 throws. You
Which
know?
is itself based on
This
another
was the
game.
mentality
But
for fighting games for
Is
a
it?
long time, dude. Let's just cut everything
yeah,
down.
which I think the
And that's
narrator.
what
The
said
game
again
talks
in
about
Burning.
that, yeah.
That Tekken was going to go down this path, and it was going to be like, that's not. As much as I struggle learning everything in Tekken, that is actually what makes it great.
It also feels really good to literally like right now I just lost everything,
Yeah.
and in the time it took for the song to play, I got like back to it. Like
But also things get flip-flopped into
Oh,
other
I
directions.
forgot there are even more
Other
songs in that game.
moves
We always turned them off.
to give the game some relative spice where it doesn't feel
I think
like,
they're like
oh, you're
shitty
just
country
playing
music
you
meant to like
the
make you
exact
mad.
same way.
Yeah, like
No, they move things around
the
and
narrative
effective.
and stuff
to make the
of
game feel
getting over it, I think is like
and it
really
feels very
good.
intentional.
Enhances the game a
Like,
lot.
Yeah.
The
We
one
want the
in
games to
Pogo
feel
Stuck,
like
I think
Tekken
is just like
7.5
not.
because even we
It's
were
not as
getting
entertaining. It's just not funny
that
enough.
Sort of criticism.
It also
Debated
the
as I
Bennett
was
Bodies
saying
one's
the
like
same
an
thing.
interesting
I don't
story,
feel
like
like that's
talking
as
about
much
like
the
trash
launch of Tekken
games and
because
like
this
their
game
assets
Yeah.
and
so
stuff.
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
you can do gameplay.
I didn't even realize
There's
there was
so
one
much
in
stuff. Characters have so
Pogo
many
Stuck.
like new
Yeah, I totally
moves
forgot.
and rerouted strings and
But there's
all
not
of
really,
this
yeah,
shit, man.
like
that it seems nuts.
a
Legacy characters that
voiceover.
come
It's
from
like
previous
just
games just have
the
like a
music.
ton of things now, much less fully kitted tools and things that are in some ways easier to do, like lost stance stuff, some electric moves. They actually mechanically updated the game to take the high skill ceiling that existed in previous games and let's give people an ability to do some of this now. So it's like, okay, they are making stuff easier, but what they did was also expanded, and this is what fighting games were like in the 90s and the 2000s. All fighting games back then became simpler, but they expanded instead of just being simpler, you know? So Tekken 8 exactly does that. It routes everything around. It gives you more stuff to work with. But a
Oh,
lot of those
just got to the
individual
big tree.
elements
Let's
are easier
go.
to
I'm
do.
over grapes.
So now applying those things in
Nice.
a new way is
Oh, that's kinda
expanding
hype.
all the heat mode stuff, new moves and attacks, new combos, new wall bounces, tornadoes, like all of this shit.
I just want to like beat this now.
New different ways.
Yeah.
This is truly a different game.
Tell me
now.
on it.
So there's so much
great.
to learn. So even like veteran Tekken players, you watch them, they're clearly good at the game, but they're also struggling. It's also like, yeah, this is a new game, dude. There's a lot to learn here. Things are working different from before. They have to learn that moving
takes
backwards
a
now
ton of
is
hours,
instinctively nerfed. Game is
Out of, like,
encouraging
40 to
pressure, it's encouraging offense. Sidestepping is super good again. So now you get really impressive, almost like Soul Calibur level sidesteps. It's like, whoa, this is kind of sick, man. So Tekken's looking different in the hands of people that are really good at Tekken, while still preserving things like defense.
Oh no!
Defense is gonna
Wait,
be
no!
better,
Wait, no!
Tekken's naturally defensive, you just wait and punish stuff. So I always give Tekken
Oh
a
no!
massive amount of credit. This is the perfect fighting game to tone shit
Oh
down.
no!
Like, to be honest, on paper, Tekken is the fighting game that you just look at a character move with and you see 70 to 120
Oh,
moves.
that's so
and you're like, no wonder
unfortunate.
people are getting into this. But people got into Tekken 7. And it was
Just
a
fell
game
all
that
the
was
way
very hard
back
to
down
play and
from
very
like
hard to be good
the
at.
top
Still,
of the tree.
jumped
You know where you do like the
Yeah.
mushroom
Other
jumps
reasons that we
It'll
explained.
happen
back
a
down to
lot.
the bottom
It's
of
like
grapes.
Will happen many times.
I almost had it, though. I'm-
Baby Tekken.
Put me in, I got it.
A lot of Tekken 7 fans and people that specifically love Tekken 7 will say just that Tekken 8 is essentially baby Tekken, for sure. And I get that. But in reality, like, characters are doing more
There's a
things than they
thing,
ever
like,
have.
I never, so I beat getting over it. I played a good number of hours of Ogre Stuck. I never got mad at either game. They just weren't games that like made me frustrated. I'm like,
I think that's a huge win for someone that wants to come back. to
Bennett
these
Foddy's
games over the years and
definitely
play them
made me
through.
mad. This
Yeah.
one never makes me mad though. I'm just like, oh, I fucked up. But Bennett Foddy sometimes was like, that is not like where I moved my mouse. Like, this shit is stupid. That is not where I fucking. I understand that's like slightly the point of like the bad controls, but I'm also like, it doesn't feel good. Like when it's like out of your control.
I
What
always
happens when you
felt
now ask your audience to effectively learn twice as much?
Okay, I do think I initially played it on a fucking trackpad, so that's
Seems like
something.
That
you,
would,
you
yeah,
guys
that
are
would
literally
make a
designing
difference.
yourself into a corner. Tekken 8 is going to be the impossible fighting game. Now everyone's going to say it's way too hard. Well, believe it or not, we're finally in the era where fighting games aren't afraid to teach players. We're finally in the era where Tekken truly is a series that has needed the training tools and has had some pretty good ones in the past, albeit to pay for frame data. Is the ultimate series that needs training tools to teach you how to play the game.
Shit, my friend's
And
calling
believe it
me.
or not, if you want
I
to talk
think
about
I'm gonna go
accessibility
hop in
fighting
there
games,
and see what he wants.
Tekken might be up
Good.
there, dude.
I will
Tekken
talk
might
to you later,
actually be
Kurt.
up there.
Talk to you later.
Because they put so much effort into their not just training tools. A good training mode's great, but people don't know how to use good, how to utilize training modes very well. Record features, all of this stuff. It's not a naturally intrinsic thing to use for most people. So what do they do instead? They put replay, super interesting replay options where you can go back and look at your fights and have the game tell you where you messed up and have you recover from those moments and actually do it yourself. We've tried it out and it's like, it takes a little bit of finagling, but it works. And it's like, whoa, okay. So this is a game where you get quote-unquote knowledge checked, meaning that even the best players in the world don't know how to fight against this shit, dude. You're gonna get knowledge checked left and right. And it's just the hope that you apply your offense harder than your opponent does in these first, like, months, weeks, eventually years. So what Tekken 8 does is give you all the tools necessary to learn that stuff. It's like, hey, if you're getting your butt kicked by this character, go here and check this out. Hey, if you're having trouble against this character as well, you can go into Ghost Battle, also get cool rewards, and learn how to fight against this character as well. And that Ghost Battle, you can even pick up from other players online. You can see this dude has been playing online. Their ghost is going to pick up some things they do. You don't want the pressure of having to go online and search that person, if not friend them, and have to have any sort of social interaction. Hey, buddy, I get you. You can just download their ghost and watch their playstyle and fight against their ghost. And you will get better at fighting that character 100%. Tekken's a game of like data and knowledge. So learning the punishes and learning when to punish and when to press buttons is a very important thing. And the game is just like, here you go. You now have that. It's amazing. It's actually amazing. So it seems to be hitting everything. And now we talk about the netcode. And here's what I got to say about the netcode. As I try to get concise, because I've been talking about the netcode a lot for a few days. I had a moment after playing our first online matches where we were going through ranked and experiencing a variety of connections. Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, wired, everything. I accepted everything, man. So just to get the full breadth, I went to other regions, played people in Japan, played people from East Coast to West Coast. I got at least a pretty decent chunk of experience in comparison to other countries. And here's the thing. It's the best online 3D fighting game ever. It just is. And that's not actually saying a lot, to be honest. The experience we have is Dead or Alive Online, is like Virtual Fighter games to a certain degree, Soul Calibur games, and previous Tekkens. That's pretty much it.
Ken wins.
And it's sad to realize that all of those games in their history have a history of kind of weird and shitty online, right? It sort of sucks. So your match quality in Tekken 8, from my experience, is better than any of them. By a decent margin. Do I think we are reaching the levels of like a Guilty Gear Strive, even Dragon Ball Fighters, right? Recent rollback. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, modern art system attempts, and I'm sorry, Street Fighter 6, did I say 5? SF6 is like amazing netcode, right? We're not there yet. And the real reason we're not there yet is because Wi-Fi matches is like a complete 50-50 toss-up if it's going to be playable or not. And that still is a thing, unfortunately. The Wi-Fi shaming still exists with Tekken 8, dude. And I have had Wi-Fi matches where they're playable. But what Tekken 8 has an issue with is packet loss. And for anybody that is unaware, there's only one kind of netcode that works well with packet loss, that can actually, like, when you have micro packet loss, suddenly you're just losing connection for like a few milliseconds, and we have to do something about it. Well, rollback netcode's amazing for that. It's kind of what it's for, to pick up the slack in between when something isn't there and replace it with what was there last. And games that have a real big issue with packet loss are obviously delay-based netcode games. So the weird thing I gotta say about it is that Tekken 8 is a game that obviously has rollback functionality in some way, right? Because I have played matches of people that are really far away, and guess what? There is not a ton of input delay. The #1 telling sign of a game that is a delay-based fighting game first is like an East Coast to West Coast connection. And even when it's good, oh, buddy, you'll notice it, dude. You will 100% notice the difference. And fortunately, I've played some pretty distant connections in Japan, and they've been completely playable. I'm like hitting electrics and stuff, like actual electrics. And East Coast to West Coast is almost undiscernibly no different than what I was playing from like local connections. It almost felt like I was playing offline. So again, the issue is everything else. When the connection's bad, and there is like a rough connection, especially with things like Wi-Fi, you feel it. It's like, oh man, this game doesn't have rollback, because obviously my inputs are super delayed. We're both pitching like crazy. Rollback games, what happens when the connection's bad? Well, you're unaffected. In a rollback game that actually uses traditional rollback netcode, your character is unaffected, dude. Your inputs are unaffected. It's the other person. They're like jumping all over the place and hitching all over the place because their connection's so bad the netcode can't even fix the experience, right? In Tekken, when the connection's bad, you're both affected. So it's like, oh, like, okay, so in my head, I have no idea what their netcode solution is, but they're clearly doing something that involves rollback in some way. It's just not traditional. They have found some weird hybrid way, and we've seen this over the years, like hybrid netcode, that is making the online experience for Tekken better than Tekken has ever been. By a good substantial margin. We're not reaching the likes of modern fighting games. But the experience that I've had is worth its weight in gold. Like, the majority of matches I played in this game online, I don't even realize I'm playing online. And it, like, hit me, dude. Like, I got, like, played all these online matches, and at the end of it, I was just sitting there. I had so much fun. I just played Tekken literally for the first time online, where I was able to fight a variety of opponents, react to things, and move, and not play the game like I'm a fortune teller. I was able to just play Tekken online. And that has never happened before. Literally never happened before in the series history. So it hit me. I was like, I can't believe it. I legit could not believe it. I was just enjoying the game. And that's something that I've wanted for Tekken since Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection on PS3. It just has not happened since. So anyway, I gotta give the game credit. It's not perfect. It clearly is still lacking the online netplay features. The lobby mode is very cool. It isn't as feature-rich as something like a Street Fighter 6 lobby, but I think it is nice. And I think that the little group matching, all this stuff is really cool. But there is stuff that's lacking in player matches, especially for tournaments where, you know, you're going to get folks that are trying to host tournaments, and for some reason spectating doesn't exist in player matches. I don't know why. It exists in the lobbies, so either it's a complete oversight, or they're just still working on it, and it'll most likely be added later. I think it's going to be the latter. I think they're going to add something later for it, for sure. So, you know, in any situation that you have to look at Tekken as a game and realize how improved it is from the previous games, I love this shit, dude. It's like, I think critically, it's like a 9.5. And if we got to the point where the net play over time gets better, and it obviously gets some of the stuff that it's missing, like more customization over the time, which would be nice. I think it's literally comparable to like the highest grade a Tekken game could possibly get. And granted, like 10 out of 10 sort of fighting game stuff, I literally give it the same personal like rating as something like Street Fighter 6. It's impossible to think that that would happen. It really is. But it's true. All the other reviews out there that are talking about this are actually warranted. The game getting one of the highest review scores of any Tekken game ever. And they're feeling like we're back to Tekken 3/Tekken 5 level quality. We're here, dude. It's got gameplay, it's got modes. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about how much I loved the story mode. I love the story mode. I loved it. It arguably has some of my favorite last quarter final battles in the story mode ever. It eclipses even Tekken 7, which is a crazy-ass story mode. I loved it. I got so excited, I gave myself a headache that I was just like losing my mind how cool this is. I loved it. So, Tekken 8 does a lot for me. It does a lot of stuff that I just didn't think would be possible from Bandai Namco. And Tekken 7 made them a shit ton of money. And in many situations, just because some previous thing made you a ton of money, doesn't mean that the next thing gets a lot of money. In most of this industry, hey, you made a lot of money before, well, how about you make this thing again for less money? That happens. And no, you can tell. This is arguably one of the most expensive Japanese fighting games I've ever seen. Jukebox mode! Don't even get me started on the music, dude! How can I be critical of the music? Even if not all the music in Tekken 8 is amazing, we get jukebox mode for everything, and it works awesomely! Jesus Christ! The Tekken's legacy of music is incredible! I can't even... Jukebox mode, like, elevates the game a point. It's an 11 out of 10. 9.5 final review, okay? I can't give it a perfect score because there is room to improve. But it's if you're like, hey, should I get this? I wholeheartedly, enthusiastically, if you like Tekken in any way, even if you're new to fighting games, this is like the perfect time to jump into this game because there's gonna be a ton of people online. It's crossplay, bro. I didn't even get to say that shit. It's the first time Tekken has ever been crossplay between PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Jesus, man. I keep forgetting of positives that this game has that I'm just taking for granted now. Now that's just normal. When for years we've been complaining about that shit. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. or Street Fighter 6, they're both amazing. I'm so happy, right? You gotta understand. I'm so try the replay function. Dude, I already did. We did it yesterday during ranked matches. What the heck are you talking about? God damn, dude. Somebody also modded in Jin into this model. And I thought this character model for Kaz, no joke, I thought this Kaz character model was a unique one built for this screen. I legit did. I thought this was like, oh no, this is just a super, super high resolution model built exclusively for the main menu. You know, characters don't look like this in the game. Buddy, no, apparently not. Apparently somebody put Jin in here and he looks just as good. Like literally just picked the Jin character model and stuck it in. It could be modded. And he looked just as good. The lighting and everything. It was like, what? Seriously? I haven't installed the mod, but apparently it's very good. Gun to my head, Tekken 6 or Street Fighter 8? That's a great question. Street Fighter 8. Since you started talking Tekken, taking Tekken seriously, Tekken 7 was on that game that you want to see come back and miss in Tekken 8. Since I started taking Tekken seriously in 7, what? Are you new? I've won money playing Tekken 3 in 1998, bro. Is there anything from that game that you would want to see come back or miss in Tekken 8? We'll go to the first part. The second part of the question, yes, tournament mode. Tournament mode is missing. And that was a pretty cool addition in Tekken 7. Right? In Tekken 7, all versions have it too. Tournament mode was really good. For a lot of people, you know, the online working the way it does makes some people forget that that's gone. But I think tournament mode should come back. If there's something that I think is missing from Tekken 7 that needs to come back, it is online tournament mode. And PlayStation has a tournament mode, but it's not the same. It's like a timed thing like Street Fighter 6. It's very different. This game work well for someone that doesn't have dedicated fiber? I mean, if you have, you don't need fiber. You don't need fiber, man, for online fighting games. Would you believe that the amount of connection, upload and download speed for fighting games required is very small? It's quite small. You just need a stable connection. You just need a wired connection that doesn't have problems. 25 Mbps? Buddy. Like, you could run fighting games with like 150 kilobyte up. I think close to 150 kilobyte down. The thing that usually takes way more bandwidth from online fighting games is service stuff. Is like XBL, PlayStation shit, Steam. Like, those things take a bit more bandwidth in general to function. But the reality of what the actual data transfer is from a peer-based connection, like a fighting game, is insanely small. You can have 1 meg up, 1 meg down, and be totally fine if it's a good if it is something without a lot of packet loss. Would 56K work? Well, I don't know. I said 150K, so does 56 think? Does that seem like that should work? Best rollback setting option so far. Default's been pretty good for me, to be real. Default's been amazing for me. I haven't even had a need to change it yet. Have I trained my ghost lately? I haven't trained my ghost at all. Like, literally at all.
That's round 2. Fight.
Yeah, if you're setting yours to response, and the game is giving you, you're getting a lot of hitching and shit, That's why. You said it's a response, dude. You're lowering the delay frames for the game to work. Again, like, I haven't actually tested prioritized response yet, but you have to understand what you're doing by prioritizing response. You're giving the game less buffer frames to work with to actually hide bad connections. So, what happens when you are trying to react to an overhead or like a big hell sweep or something? You're not going to see the first frames of it. And that's kind of rough.
Ken wins. Round 1. Fight.
You will, if you're prioritizing response, you're pretty much meaning that you're only going to work with good connections. If it's worse connections, it'll make worse connections way worse. When it could potentially work just fine. That's the thing. If you're only playing your friends and you guys are in like the same state, then yeah, prioritize response for sure. For sure. But trust me, as the game starts to whittle out its player base, and we play this game months down the line, and you're not only getting people that are close to you, yeah, you might want to just leave it on default. We'll see. That's how that setting generally works, right? In other fighting games, that's how prioritized response works. You're just lowering the delay frames for the game to work with.
Round 2.
Until you have a lot of testing with it, you know, it's gonna be. You know what you should do? You should like test something that's like a few thousand miles away, and try prioritize response and see what happens. Is Tekken 8 beginner friendly? Tekken 8 is the most beginner friendly this series has ever been. Whoa. Main man and Arslan fought, and it caused Arslan to lag to 5 delay frames. Whoa. That's a lot. I don't know how far away they would be from each other, but that's a lot. I haven't run into anything that's 5 delay frames yet. Even from like across the whole Pacific Ocean, I didn't get 5 delay frames against Japan.
Round 1. Fight. Up and over.
Golden age of fighting games right now? Yup. I mean, I think so. Yup. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm probably gonna ask the next time I get a chance if I can get that information, and they might not want to share it. I'll ask Mike Murray or Harada the next time I run into them if they can tell me what the actual data is for response, standard, and delayed. Or smooth, right? The delayed one is smooth. If they can actually tell me, like, so what is the difference, right? In other fighting games, this literally is like +2, 0, or plus like 4, right? 0 for the least amount, and then +2 is usually the setting for standard, and then +4 make sure that you're usually going to have any fluid experience. It's called fluid, yeah. I see everybody's talking about it. We might as well just address this right now. Man, all right. So I cannot do a Tekken review without addressing this huge elephant in the room. There's been a topic of conversation over the past few days about guest characters, because obviously one of the biggest things contributing to Tekken 7's success was guest characters. I get it. You know, I get it. It's the reason Smash Brothers relatively has popped out harder than ever before. It's the reason that Soul Calibur back in the early 2000s became one of the biggest fighting game franchises there is. Okay? I get it. I'm looking for a tweet. I'm looking for a tweet of mine. So very relevant to what's been happening lately, the topic of guest characters in Tekken has been larger than it's been in a while. Well, that one. Pull up. Hold up. Wait a second. Do I have? I think I retweeted it. Hang on. Oh no. Twitter, you piece of shit. I didn't like it. Somebody pulled up my old tweet, chat. Does anybody have my old Tifa and Tekken tweet when FF7 Remake came out? Does anybody know where the hell that one is? It's not the Italian Senate, chat. Jesus Christ. It isn't Young Sheldon. Yeah, the 2020 tweet. I think I retweeted it, but I should be able to find it if I just look. There it is. I found it. So, I wouldn't say this is the same effort as something like, you know, Marvel Lives, much less hashtag free MVC2. Nothing like that, but you know, ever since guest characters became a big thing in Tekken 7, it was kind of a proposition that, hey, you know, there's a really good guest character. You guys like Final Fantasy characters, but not the most popular, best-selling characters of all the DLC that was released for Tekken 7. All right. What's funny is that he's not even, like, he's from a game that had a lot of, like, push and pull in terms of popularity. 15 did well. And that game, you know, I don't know if people love the characters of that game as much. Not as much a fan-beloved game. I like it. But Noctis just himself being in the game didn't make me, like, immediately want to, like, oh yeah, Noctis, let's go. His gameplay really did it for me. However, there's characters from, like, other Final Fantasy games that might be pretty, good. Might fit Tekken pretty well. So I made this tweet a little while back. From May 2nd, 2020, Sunny Legend put up this GIF of Tifa whooping absolute ass in Final Fantasy VII Remake. This poor bastard is stuck in a corner in Tekken 4, and the game has no idea how to get the characters to the ground. You're just Li Shaolin, carrying them over and over again, doing all of these ridiculous-ass moves that look pretty cool for like a fighting game. Cool. So I'm like, dang, dude, Tifa's already in Tekken and she just doesn't know it, and I'm bugging our friend Sakura Harada about it. So this has been a what is the post notification? What the hell? What the hell? Where do I gotta go to look at the stats? God. Whatever. Go to hell. It kind of blew up, right? And it's just been around for a little while. So we have to cut. Smash cut 2024. Somebody makes a tweet. All I'm gonna say is that everyone here is saying Tifa would be incredible for Tekken 8 Harada. And believe it or not, the dude responds that we all know she is attractive, and I understand that. It is yet we have not decided anything about guest characters. And I don't think this is in like her bust size or her facial features. If we're talking like Japanese and English, this means kind of like appealing, right? This is a character that we know a lot of people have been asking about. And I've been a part of this great trade for some time. This is literally like, if we're talking about a Final Fantasy character that is also fairly attractive, but also seems that would be a perfect friggin' fit for Tekken, is literally a fisticuffs character that just punches and kicks and also has a dolphin. Yeah, dude, this feels like it would be pretty incredible for Tekken in general. Like, she just is arguably one of the best characters you can stick in Tekken. So, I mean, news gets out and it's like, oh yeah, like this becomes now headline news on big websites. People want Tifa in Tekken 8 so much, the boss of Tekken has to address this. And yeah, there has been a feverish request from many people going all the way back to Final Fantasy VII. So, yeah, you know what? I agree. And this isn't just to go over a bit of the history behind this. Noctis was pretty big and did very well for Tekken 7, albeit kind of a weird one. Tifa would be huge for the game, but it isn't like Harada and Bandai Namco haven't teetered around the Final Fantasy guest character territory. Because by all reports and accounts that we've heard for years, and this eventually came out a little while ago, there was going to be another Final Fantasy character that was going to be in a Tekken-like game, which was Soul Calibur 2. And even in Soul Calibur in the future, we've got characters like 2B, which is a Square Enix character. We have to remind ourselves that isn't a Platinum Games game, that's a Square Enix-ass Square Enix game. So they were able to get 2B in Soul Calibur, and that seemed like a really good fit. But back then, like Final Fantasy 7 related, Soul Calibur 2 got characters like, which was a game that Harada obviously worked on. Spawn, Link, which is one of the greatest crossover characters ever, and the PlayStation version got Heihachi, and apparently Heihachi was a late add. He was added close to release of the game because the initial guest character they had for Soul Calibur 2 didn't make it. And apparently the PlayStation 2 guest character was going to be Cloud. And things just fell through due to licensing, and it just didn't work out. So, imagine if that happened, right? This isn't the first, second, or this would technically be like multiple times that Bandai Namco, back in the day, Namco, have teetered around using Final Fantasy mainstays. And yeah, it's pretty clear that Harada and crew are pretty close with like the Final Fantasy devs anyway. But it doesn't mean that that would be like, oh, Tifa is just the only character that you could put in here, you know? There's clearly some more that I think would fit and would be relevant to the modern gaming landscape. And I kind of wanted to talk about that, which is like guest characters and Tekken, dude. Which would be quote-unquote relevant guest characters that could be even put in the Tekken? Like, how could this... What would make sense now in the same vein that would be like, okay, based on games coming out or based on things existing, you have to realize that guest characters are cross-promotional nowadays. So they're kind of relevant to things either releasing or existing in relation to the fighting game that we're playing. So yeah, hold on a second. Let's look up a, you know what? I think we should just like cover a few of them. Very relevant. Hold on a second. Here's one that I think has a good chance of making it. Let me find an actual one. Here's one that I think has a pretty good chance of making it. So in the near future, this guy is about to become a reoccurring fighting game character again. And Terry Bogard is going to be headlining a brand new Fatal Fury game from SNK. This version of Terry specifically, we have seen the footage of it, dude. So yeah, that's a chance. And Bandai Namco and SNK exclusively, not exclusively, but respectively, have had a few guest characters already. Geese was a hit amongst fighting game fans for Tekken 7, as well as Mamoru from Samurai Showdown back in Soul Calibur 6. So yeah, okay, there is already an established relationship here. Although, we have to start thinking about that game specifically, and albeit Mark of the Wolves, I'm sorry, City of the Wolves, is not just a Terry game, although it's a big part of it. There's also this guy, which could very well be a Tekken guest character, all things considered. Like, Rock Howard and Geese are pretty similar in popularity, and granted, I'm slightly biased. This is one of my overall favorite fighting game characters, my #1 favorite SNK character, and Rock Howard and Jin Kazama, you know, shockingly enough, share a lot of visual similarities with their abilities in Tekken 8 and King of Fighters 15 / City of the Wolves, respectively. So to me, it seems like the only reason that Rock and Jin that Rock might not happen is because Jin is already pulling a whole bunch of shit from Rock in general. Like, the one-winged, he practically has similar moves in several ways. It's kind of weird.
My magnum opus.
So anyway, I think that the high likelihood of either Terry or Rock is pretty high. Like the chance of these, if we're talking about like a good chance of this shit existing, is like a B, you know. But even Harada has said characters like Rugal could show up, you know. The only problem is that we don't know if Rugal is going to be an involved character in Fatal Fury. I'm sorry, in City of the Wolves. We don't know. We haven't seen anything on it, but. These are the literal main characters, right? Terry and Rock are the main characters in Gallo Part 1 and seemingly Gallo 2 or City of the Wolves. But yeah, again, Harada said Rugal, said not specifically Rugal, but was also just mentioning the name. So that's something. There's other characters though, and like, albeit relationship between Tekken and Virtua Fighter, much less Bandai Namco and Sega, is much healthier than it's ever been right now. And another thing to mention is that the previous head dude that was running this franchise has since left Sega, and possibly the character that got the most requests of any character to exist in Tekken 7 still leads us to a position where, yeah, dude, I mean, I think Kiryu in Tekken 8 is another, like, banger suggestion. Again, the guy that previously, I forget what his name was, Nagoshi, I think is what it is. He specifically said that this won't happen, right? I think he specifically said something along the lines of these characters will not, like, show up in some way. And a lot of people say Majima would be better. But that guy has since left Sega for a while now. So anyway, I'm thinking that, yeah, potentially the chance for a guest crossover, I think, is open, you know? Is it as healthy as the other games because the relationship has, you know, been there before? There's been Tekken 7 costumes in Virtua Fighter. Yeah, it's certainly there. I think it's just as likely as stuff like this. But to be honest, and based on what has been happening with the relationship of Tekken to Virtua Fighter, I think that there is another very obvious character that could make their way to Tekken. And this would, believe it or not, based on everything we've heard of Harada and how much he admires this series, just has practically like willed the series back into existence. And seemingly, you know, maybe somewhere in the future, we could be getting an actual new titled iteration to this game. And it's a Virtua Fighter. It's like Akira. And granted, some characters in Tekken already featured this playstyle, right? Leo already exists. But still, in reality, having the perspective of Akira from Virtua Fighter squaring off against against the lead characters in Tekken, especially Kazuya, is huge, right? Granted, this has already happened in Smash Brothers. I'll just shut the hell up. Smash Brothers already actually has this, so I mean, it's kind of funny. I think this is also a very high likelihood, right? Is this something that would be huge worldwide? No. To me, this is on the same scale as this and as this, or this, as this, or this. Pretty similar scale. This is sort of appealing to classic fighting game fans and Japan. Because, again, Virtua Fighter is back to being a very big thing in Japan. So, that has an impact, you know, all things considered. Geese isn't like a relative character that was added to Tekken 7 that's going to make like worldwide kind of like news. You're not going to get Variety reporting on Geese Howard is now at this game, but you might get them reporting that, hey, a Walking Dead character is in Tekken, which is why Tekken 7 got as much fame and accolade from a casual audience as it did. So, again, you have to understand, characters like Terry and Rock, much less Akira, are fit into the same perspective as a Geese, right? while you start to reach out there a little bit, Kiryu is, oh, okay, so now we're trying to get different audiences. Now we're not just fighting game fans, now we're reaching for something else. And then you get the weird shit, right? And then obviously the Omega is the Tifa, right? This is the Tifa's like the ultimate example. This, if you just want to get a ton of sales and make everybody happy, you do what you did with Noctis. But then we have to start using our huge brains. And our huge brains are like, buddy, what do we do to get an audience, right? In the same vein that Tekken 7 did. We want to reach a vast scale of people with our guest characters. We're doing the same thing Smash did. We're doing the same thing Soul Calibur did for all of their accolades and success from the past. You just have to have the right guest characters. And it's clear that you need the right guest characters. And if we are going to reach into the pantheon of the best guest character that you can possibly get to expand the audience, I've been saying this for years, get Young Sheldon. We need to put Young Sheldon into Tekken 8. Have him be smaller. He can be essentially the Dawn character of the game. So if we want to really expand the franchise in the same way that Negan did in Tekken 7, we need to grab an audience that is much different. We need to get the front page of Variety magazine. We need to get the character model. We need to get the kid. We need to get the face. We got to get it, man. This is the area that none of us as fighting game fans are familiar with. We need to grab them and never let them go. Young Sheldon should be in Tekken 8, and you know, Harada, I'll leave it up to you. Tekken 8's guest characters will be. Imagine if this shit anywhere becomes halfway true. Tekken 8's guest characters should be Tifa, Rock Howard, Kiryu, Akira, and Young Sheldon. 10 to 30 million units sold. We have the most bangerific fighting game of all time, boys. It appeals to literally everybody. The 10 out of 10 season passes. Anyway. That's what I hope. Right? I mean, that's what I... You do you, BNA. You put Young Sheldon into that shit. Make that shit happen. Make that shit happen. Get Homer Simpson. Fuck. Where's Goku Jr.? Let him cook. And then Young Sheldon will have the moveset of Boss Jinpachi. That's how you bring back Jinpachi's moveset. No, give Young Sheldon True Ogre's moveset. Fuck it, boy. Make it like a stand-up. What if True Ogre was like the spirit form of Young Sheldon? Or it's like, he's a hunt, and he would like do moves, and it's like similar to like the wolf in Unknown, and Young Sheldon like snakes and shit. Yeah, bro, I have ideas. I have ideas. Someone cut his mic. Someone cut this man's mic. Oh no. Somebody said something that is so smart and also painful. Jesus. If this gets turned into a video, we have to add it, man. You want what is actually the smartest thing you can do for Tekken? And I hate to admit it. You know who you put in Tekken? Oh man, it pains me. It pains me that this is true. It pains me that this could happen. That the higher levels, the higher ups at Bandai Namco, they probably couldn't afford it. But you know who you put into Tekken? Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is a Tekken character. He throws money and Orbeez at you. That's it, man. Fucking A. 40 million copies sold. He drowns you in chocolate and sweaty burgers. Jesus Christ. He adopts 400 dogs, and they all fight with him. And then he cures your blindness. Holy shit, dude. Hey, I got a good one. Hold on a second. You want to know? Fucking A, guy. We're going to go here. You want characters that should actually be added to Tekken? Bluey should be in Tekken. Let's get, no, actually that's bad. Hold on a second. Let's not get Bluey into Tekken. Let's get Bluey's dad. Let's get Bandit. Add Bandit to Tekken. It should be Bluey's dad, to be real. Hell yeah, brother. I'm down. I will main Bluey's dad if he's added to Tekken. I will main Bandit. Hell yeah, brother. We need to expand this audience. Oh, also turns out that Tekken is not really appealing to the younger audiences anymore. How about we add Blippi? Blippi for Tekken. Let's put Blippi in Tekken. I've been raising a 3-year-old. Give me a break here. You guys are realizing the worst characters that could be added to Tekken. What is the worst stuff that could be added to Tekken at this point, huh? Who the hell is that? Let him cook. Let him cook. No, Drake is already in Tekken. To be real, every character has a Drake costume. So no, I'm not with you there, man. Drake is already in Tekken. We've seen the Twitter videos. Don't get me started on that shit. Here's actually one that could be good. And I don't even know what character he'd play. But you know what? Fuck it. And it shouldn't even be. And this is sort of similar to a guest that has appeared in Tekken before. Should have been a playable character. Wasn't a playable character. To be honest, Danny Trejo should be in Tekken. And he's just Danny Trejo. He's just Danny Trejo. Yeah. I mean, all things considered, we heard it from Harada directly. At one point, God rest my soul for saying the name, but Donald Trump was going to be in Tekken until Harada, you know, very gracefully was like, maybe not. That was going to happen. They were like, can we put presidents into the game? I mean, Jesus Christ. And if that was the case, then holy fucking shit, dude. Can we please, can we also just get Obama in Tekken? They did it in NBA Jam. Come on, man. Obama should be in Tekken. Just for the jokes and the memes. Please, dear God. Can we go down this direction? Please. That'd be so funny. Taylor Swift is way too expensive. Give me a break here, dude. I don't think they're doing any precedents, so they can probably take him off. However, they practically put Abraham Lincoln into Street Fighter. You know, you have to start thinking of that. They turned Abraham Lincoln into Q. So, I mean, anything's on the plate now, dude. And that's the crazy thing about Tekken. It doesn't even need to make sense. It doesn't need to make sense. Tekken is a series that exists now where anything can exist in it. That's what's weird about this shit. Gone, that's a little dinosaur. I mean, no, dude, it's like we're really here right now. My headache's gone, so I'm feeling great. What about Joker? Already happened, man. Joker was already a guest character in Mortal Kombat. That's been done. And it was good. It was good. In reality, of all of these, which is the best one? It's definitely Bandit, bro. It definitely is Bandit. Bandit Super would be playing Raiders. Yeah. And he would move out of the way of the giant ball. And then it would be Jin Kazama going and running away from the huge Raiders of the Lost Ark ball, and he like dives out of the way or something like that. Yeah, that I have several ideas. So there's not enough Bluey in Tekken. Can we get Yu Suzuki? Hey, dude, if they put Akira into Tekken, you've already done Yu Suzuki the proper amount of respect, right? If a virtual fighter, much less Yu Suzuki, what the fuck is that GTP? hell is that? What is this pin thing? Why am I reading this? If you put Akira into Tekken, you are already giving Yu Suzuki the proper sort of accolades of combining him with the Tekken universe. I did not see the HDQ Blue speedrun. No, I haven't even seen any of that game. But Bluey is the show that I've seen the most of any show for the past 3 years. It certainly is. Anyway, that's my Tekken character conversation. I want to play the game now, bro. I really do. Do I care for Under Night? Not especially. I think what we'll do, just to give Under Night some, because I feel bad for the game. Like, it's going up against fucking Tekken, dude. And I can't help that I give nearly zero shits. Like, and that's just me being real. The same thing sort of happened when Melty came out, where it's just like, this just isn't a game for me, dude. To be real. But what we did for the game, just to show that people exist, like if you don't give a shit about like Street Fighter, much less like Tekken or something like that, like respectively time frame wise, at least what I did for Melty was like, okay, well we should at least do like, we'll show off the game of it and do like Raid to Super, because we can do that, right? There is, you know, what? Neptunia, Excelsior, super fantastical finishers, whatever they call them most likely in Under Night. So at least we can do something like that to show off that shit. Because granted, you know, people love it.
What?
The gameplay of those. I've tried them several times, it's just that I just can't. Hey man, I can't play fighting games if it's just black and white characters, man. Everything needs to hit for me. It needs to be gameplay, online, story, not story, gameplay, online characters. They need to do cool things, I have to gel with their game plan. You know, everything has to hit for me to like love a game. And unfortunately, art style would definitely be shit to me. They should add me in the game. No, I would prefer, if they were to add me to the game, I'll just contribute whatever budget they would put me into it to add like Rock Howard or some shit. Just give me a character that I would love to see in there. It'll be much more popular than putting me into it. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, yeah or nay? Dude, they added like 11 Gokus and 20 and 11 Vegetas. So 22 characters are just Goku and Vegeta? Damn, that sounds like the Dragon Ball game I want. Holy shit, bro. I'm so excited. 11 Gokus and 11 Vegetas? We're so back. We are so back. That wasn't a joke, was it? That actually happened. Like, they had like a big diagram of shit that they're releasing for that game. And it's like, holy mother of God, they're really doing it. Granted, they might have like 160 characters, but I don't know if it's going to be actually more than 20 characters. To be honest, I don't know if there will actually be more than 20 real character archetypes. Because all the other ones are going to have like a larger receding hairline and maybe one different special move. That is sort of what the older games were like, right? I mean, to be real, chat, I just don't have a lot of faith that that game is going to be great. I hope it's what Dragon Ball fans want. I really do. I hope Sparking Zero is what Dragon Ball fans want. I have to reiterate, why did I show any interest in Dragon Ball Fighters? It's because a fairly popular and hugely talented legacy studio like Arc System Works was making a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game with Dragon Ball characters. And that's like, what the fuck? I still say those words and it sounds crazy to me. I say those words together and it's like, it sounds like I'm from some weird other timeline where everything's awesome. What the fuck? So that was an insane dream come true. Dragon Ball FighterZ is just an absolute insane game that it even exists. When it's the other traditional, like, Sparking Zero Tenkaichi games, there's a lot of them, I don't know if I'm initially that excited for it. It doesn't really seem like, it seems like it's a dream game for people that love those PS2 era Dragon Ball games, right?
Round 2.
PS2 to PS3.
Fight. Let's get it.
Buddy, what am I on? I'm on right stick. So anyway, will I try it out? I don't even know if I will. To be honest, I'm not really looking forward to it. Probably not gonna make videos on it, like all things considered. The last game we made like videos on in that regard was Pokken. But what was it about Pokken that was fascinating to me? Well, it was made by the Tekken devs. So you have Pikachu doing hell sweeps and shit. That was at least pretty interesting to me. Again, you know. And it was good. Pokken was a fun game. I had a legit good amount of time with Pokken. Am I gonna play like a Pokemon fighting game all that much? Probably not. But I at least played it for like a couple of days with the guys and stuff, and I enjoyed it. We did Jump Force. We did Jump Force Rate the Super, which is respectively probably the extent of what I would do for something like a Sparking Zero, right? Probably the extent of it. But it's just not my it's not my expertise. It's not my forte. That's it, man. RBRT. Yes, that's it. Rate the Ninja Storm win, buddy. Rate the Super Naruto Ninja Storm is so scary to me. Because that's like asking me to fire up Elden Ring again and just do 100% playthrough. I'm so terrified of that. You don't understand that, right? Like, there's so much shit in that game to look at. I'll have to dedicate a week's worth of streams to doing all of it. There's so many characters and supers from so many years of those games. But, I mean, I get it, that's the point, but I'm like scared. I'm gonna be here for so long. I need to be in the right mental state for it. Jump Force was already rough. Granted, Jump Force was a rough game. That game's actually pretty high quality, right? Maybe an April 1st stream. I could have set aside like a week. Anyway, thanks for being here, chat. We're back. We've exited conversation, bro. You know what I need to do? Let me see how the functionality of some of the other stuff. I can go into practice mode and stuff like that from here, right? Up in the Blade game. I mean, it's cool that it exists. It's not much of a game yet, though, right? When's Anime Saturday coming back? We naturally just absorbed Anime Saturday into our daily being. To be honest. We are, every day is Anime Saturday now. That's my excuse. Not really, shut up. If I wanted to...
Round 2. Fight.
Azazel's court. There's unlockable balls? Bro, there's unlockable balls. I don't believe it. Do I enter practice mode while I'm looking for a Tekken ball fight? That doesn't work. I practice while looking for balls? Now I gotta get warmed up. Holy crap. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Let's see how this works. Wi-Fi Tekken balls. I haven't done a lot of this yet. I played some with Kenny and I had a shocking amount of fun.
Round 1.
I changed the music for you all. Ow! Ow! Gotcha, bitch. No! Guns! Ow! Ow! Don't do anything at startup. Son of a bitch! Ah, shit ass! Ah! All right. Get the hang of it.
Round 2. Fight.
What? Dude, I did this thing so early. Oh my god, that leaves it nowhere. Okay. Son of a bitch! Okay. Ow! This is great. Holy mother of God! Ah! What hit me? She has guns and from a distance? This is no good. This is no good. Nina could shoot guns from a distance and still hit the ball? I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have appropriate attire